To wrap up the year, I decided to compile the complete adventures of Gerald Williams. What follows is an edited, condensed, and enhanced version of the complete series of surviving the worst start in Project Zomboid. By its open-ended nature, Zomboid's a game that's always seemed to spawn, at least for me, some invitation to deeper thought. I set out on this adventure a few years ago with the question in mind: what experiences do we own in this life that can't be taken away from us? Is it only our memories, or what we can cling on to with both hands? What follows is the journey. A festive Yuletide greeting to you. Hello. Notoriously the most difficult start in Project Zomboid. The CDDA challenge features you trapped in an inferno. Our character is Gerald Williams. He is nude. His stats are garbage. Underweight, weak, slow reader, and out of shape. We begin with a character bleeding, wet, a runny nose, in pain, and almost completely blackout drunk. This is a man who has fallen out of the shower with glass shards in his crotch. He has no protection. Everything else is worthless. It's my job to get Gerald out of this mess and hopefully up to speed. We will need to first get the glass shards out of my crotch, and that's probably the most urgent. Well, I found these sheets. I'm gonna rip them, and then we can literally grab with our hand the glass shards out of my crotch. Sneezing doesn't make anything better. Bandages do. Now bandaged, we can continue on our spiritual journey throughout the house, ripping off more sheets and taking everything. Taking everything is going to be the name of the ball game here. We're going to open the door and there's fire now. All right, now, starter house is no longer an option. My one regret is that we won't have shoes from this endeavor. But let's just find out if this zombie is going to perish before we, okay, let's see. Are you going to? Nope. Yeah, we are completely screwed then here. I don't want to be bleeding from the feet, so we're just going to see if we can get over to the next house. Now, making our way over, the fire has begun to spread. We're going to the second house. Now, if we can find some shoes, that would be a real godsend here, but it's not going to be an easy road. There should be one zombie in here, whom I'm going to try to smash to death with my bare feet. It will give us some shoes. Shoes are an utter necessity. We can't get by without them. We're also going to wear his polo neck sweater. We'll wear that. And his pants will wear those, and his tank top will wear those as well. Alright, now there is a chance I will survive in the long term, so I'm gonna start to walk away. This is about as fast as I can walk. I'm gonna go ahead and rip more of these sheets. Rip the sheets. Okay, now we have more bandages. Great. Our health is still dwindling, though. Our lives still aren't good by any means. Now that we finally have time and space to think, we can get somewhere safe. So using protection, we make our way down the road. That woman has a katana lodged in her chest. That would have been nice. But are we gonna... Good, we're gonna get out of there. There's gonna be a lot of close shaves like this in the first 10 minutes or so. Again, not really the ideal start to Project Zomboid. You'd want to be stealthy, ideally. Not really a stealthy start. Finally, we've made it to the edge of town. Now, drawing in a train of hundreds of zombies, we can make our way out of this hellhole. And to, yes, that's right, the main road. Here we are. Wonderful, isn't it? Wonderful. And where to next? Where to next? We're going into the woods. We go all the way along this nice dirt path to get to what will hopefully be salvation here at the McCoy Lumber Mill. It features great food, technology, transportation, crime, and more undead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that actually appears to be it in the entire warehouse. My health is falling away because I'm getting hunger pangs now. Yeah, we're just gonna start digging furrows in the ground until we manage to find a worm. We are dying. There we go, a worm. Great, just like the olden days. Fresh. And we're safe. But that's a life, you know? Not a great life, but it is a life. We won't die. Hello. Welcome back to the struggle. Our wounds have healed, and our character, Gerald Williams, has become less of a basket case. Having killed 39 zombies with a hand axe and growing a beard, we prepare ourselves to reach a higher state of nirvana. But before we reach deeper into the ether, we first have to reach into the ground. Who needs veganism when you could be sick and severely depressed? I eat the food of the gods. I sleep in this chair. Every day when I wake up, I open the door. In the morning, my cardio workout consists of laps and sit-ups. I can do 1,000 now, and grab a log for my back. Bruce Lee could do no better. After I discipline my body, naturally the next step is hand training. And then I put on my hat, and I get to work to make money for my family. This is all completely worth it. I study electricity. I study technology. An honest man works in nature. I labor for my family. I deforest out of respect for the small trees. After I'm done, I relax, eat. But today we're setting out. In Zomboid, man cannot live on discipline alone. He needs books. So at a snail's pace, we make progress. But progress nonetheless. And progress in all its forms, though weak at the knees, leads to a stronger body. Reading is salvation. If eating books doesn't make you happy, what will? I'm ugly and I'm proud. I'm also extremely sick. The more space you have, the safer you are. Safe space. Make sure you have one. And if you don't, fight till you do. Fighting cures unhappiness. And we still live on a garage, eat worms, and consume antidepressants so that we can still keep moving fast enough each day. My only hope is a gallon of gasoline. I'm covered in blood, but I'm gaining skill. And tomorrow I become stronger. Hello. Sing in me, O Muse, the tale of Gerald Williams, Ghoul Slayer, former taxpayer, hash-slinging ice walker, worm eater, depression haver, tree chopper. The modern life is one of ennui. So, survival, overcoming the odds, is not a vestige, but a metamorphosis of atomism, upon which the individual social animal endeavors to beat the odds each day. At first, the world seemed a large place. Life is torture. Fighting is joy. Snow is cold. To fight and to be close to man is to know the way. Welcome back to Project Zomboid. Much as expected, we're still not very good at anything. We lack protection. We're still largely useless, and now losing weight. But having killed 84 zombies with a hand axe, I'd say we are a bit more confident now. And so while the earth is covered by Mother Nature in a thick blanket of snow, we endeavor to make our new home clean. Want to see me do a magic trick? There. Want to see me do one again? There. All human life is suffering. This suffering is because of ignorance. If we rid ourselves of ignorance, we do it by learning. Knowledge is liberation. Last night in my reading, I encountered a new passage. The words of the late great poet A.A. Milne. Coddleston, Coddleston, Coddleston pie. A fly can't bird, but a bird can fly. Ask me a riddle, and I reply. Coddleston, Coddleston, Coddleston pie. To live is to suffer, and yet we go on playing the game. To live is to play the game. And so today we go straight back into the city to find more supplies. Undertaking the way of my ancestors, I open the door. Even in the dead of winter, cabbages and potatoes should be okay. I prepare a table in the midst of my enemies. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I can relax. My potato farm flourishes. My depression rages on, and I take the road less traveled by. And now, I'm going to tell you how waking up at 5 a.m. each day changed my life. Every day I wake up at 5 a.m. Each day I sleep in this chair. And I open the door. I pick up my axe, and I make my way off to work. I sneak off to work, and I go in the back door, grab a snack, and then I kill a man. After that, I usually grab a snack, wash my face, and then I steal everything. Knowledge is power. Death is liberation. A spear with a screwdriver can be separated out into a spear and a screwdriver. Leather gloves, a belt, more books. Knowledge is a vacation for the brain. Having fun isn't hard if you've got a library card. I can read any book I please. Ravioli. What's in the can? Spaghetti bolognese. I have to gain some weight. Good morning, Starshine. Before young dawn with her rose-red fingers shone once more, Gerald Williams. He always wakes up early, and though generally a pile of garbage as a human being, he rises from golden slumbers. The early morning consists of routines. Today we plow a field. The early bird gets the worm. Like a Benedictine monk, I find respite in toil, and I take great joy in the fields. A
Agricola means farmer in Latin. Agriculture was the way of my ancestors. Man cannot live on bread alone, and while the dawn is still young, we complete our work for the day. Nourishing, but bad for happiness. I seek you, Daimonia. Join me on this spiritual quest for the good life, which consists entirely of material gain, namely items made of metal I seek. For through these metal items we reach our human ends of greater magnitude. The first item on my list is this warehouse. Want to see me clean it? Want to see me do it again? That actually took an entire day. Unfortunately, dismantling boxes yields depression and boredom. The only cure is doing these 3 things in order. Eat worms, read a magazine, take antidepressants, and then just run around outside. Eventually, you'll be happy. If it doesn't make you happy, at the very least it'll make you a damn good carpenter. I frolic outside. I used to subscribe to the notion that wealth and abundance would yield happiness. But in reality, right action, as the Stoics taught, follows when the will is in harmony with the mind. Observe the flourishing of my crops. Just as nature flourishes, so too does the soul of the magnanimous man. You are, after all, you are what you eat. If so, that makes me a potato. I am a potato. Look at my young cabbages. He who is poor of diet is poor of spirit. We are the result of our habits, and contentment can be reached without the blaring of trumpets, and truth can be found in the smallest of actions undertaken by the owner of a good will. So today in Project Zomboid, we undertake to live the blessed life. I find strength in labor and respite in hard work. For my first magic trick, I will shape wood. Today in Project Zomboid, I have a whole ass load of tasks to complete, but first I'm going to need a pencil. There's a pen in here. I'm also going to need to repair a door. Time's a-wastin'. I go back into my sketchy warehouse and write on my note. I have important tasks today, but first I need to claim this sheet of paper. Hard labor builds character. Friction makes fire, and fire burns bodies. Or at least it used to. Now they just decay on their own, but I mean, it's nice to watch anyway. Fire can bring life, but it can also kill. So he put out the fire for now. And it turns out I accidentally burned my note with my to-do list on it, and after only a few more hours of disassembly, we're finally good at something. But as in real life, there are trade-offs. For being good at something, we're also depressed, extremely bored, and tired, as well as cold, and under a heavy load, and hungry. And for only that small price to pay, we can now build a door. Yes, a door! It may not be a very good door, but it's my door, and you can go in or out. On top of that, I'm gonna augment this original construction a bit. I'd feel significantly safer if I were walled in here. They may not be very good walls, but they're my walls, and they're good enough for me. I feel safe. Completely safe. And with that, it looks like we've gained a skill in arms. Aiming level 1. And now we can actually stand on zombies while we reload to shoot them. I hope they don't know I'm in here. My potatoes have flourished. Hard labor has tempered my body. If you don't know what to do, just swing haphazardly. It might not look very cool, but what is cool when you're having fun? I've always been grateful for my cardiovascular fitness. To live is to play the game. It's gratifying to progress and improve. Hello. Life is an adventure. Death is not the end, but each day when we sleep, it's like dying temporarily. Our time is our adversary, and each day we contend with the unforgiving minute. Today I have a number of struggles. Namely, I'm running out of water. My young potatoes are thirsty. We also don't have any watch, and the temperatures are dropping. Nor do I know what month it is. We're in a bit of a pickle. I'm still living in poverty, and I'm out of ammo. Needless to say, Gerald Williams is getting along fine, but he's losing weight. But he shows great improvement in many facets of his stats. If we drop to 35 kilograms, I'll just die. You actually start to decompose. And so while potatoes are the foods of my ancestors, hearty, today I'm gonna need to sneak into town for butter. A victory for Gerald Williams. Secret walker. However you slice it, life has always been a massive struggle, and the colder temperatures are making me permanently slower. Right now we really have a few options. I am now hypothermic, a dangerous condition that will start to damage me, but with limited options we need to take a hit somewhere. So then, let me be hypothermic. I welcome it. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Well, it's been a long way, but here's the story. In my younger and more vulnerable years, before everything seemed awry, welcome back to Project Zomboid. Welcome back to pain. As a child, I greatly esteemed the career of the noble carpenter. Naturally, Christ and his earthly father were carpenters, and it seemed a profession fitting to anyone close to earth, and doubtlessly a profession of great utility. Carpenters, after all, build the world and everything around us. They fashion the intractable tendrils of nature into clean right angles. For me in particular, what made the career of a carpenter so attractive was there's just something so novel and ingenious about a tool belt. Everything is accessible at the reach of an arm. After all, a wise old woman once said, the secret to happiness is collect something. But now as an old man, the concept seems just as novel as it did when I was a youth. And so, I'm collecting everything. If nothing else, the Knox event has made the world of Gerald Williams much smaller. I collect potatoes inside of me. I collect nutrition. I collect nails off the ground, and I put them all in this box. It gives me great joy when things that are the same are near each other. I don't like it when things that aren't the same aren't near each other. And so now, being cured of my cold, I'm also collecting fitness. 60 minutes of sit-ups. Who could protest? Welcome back to Project Zomboid. Each day, though it seems I had so much time at the start, is now ticking on. But for each step I take and each one I kill, that's one last monster I'll have to kill tomorrow. The nightfall brings more cover, more hell-raising, beta blockers, and safe passage into town. Covert operations. Luckily, no action goes unrewarded here, as it does all improve my sneaking. And every step I take makes the odds of my next trip to town the more successful. But one false step and I'll knock over the beehive. And so I tread with caution, and I strike surely, retreat decisively, and know when it's time to walk away. Only about 12 more kilograms to go before I start to expire. And every opportunity stolen out of my hands. Still, repeated action, when performed with great intensity and focus, yields superhuman results. I don't need sleep, I need levels. I don't need breath. I just need to sit in this goddamn chair. I'm a real man. I eat worms. I sit on the ground, and I put my arm on my knee like this. I hit bad people, and I get results, and I take off other people's shoes. Gerald Williams truly was born to suffer, and whenever he kills an enemy, 10 more get up to take its place. It's like the punishment of Sisyphus, doomed to push a rock uphill forever. But I think we have what it takes. Our quest stands upon the edge of a knife, or a shovel. But how did we get here, you ask? Let me tell you a story. The story of Duffelbag and Gerald Williams. And here we go. The snowstorm rages on. My new abode remains trusted and in one place. I have a lot to do today, but I first need to explore some wreckage. Our weight is dropping precariously low into danger territory. It behooves us now to get ahead on spring work and prepare the fields, now living the life of a strangely, unexpectedly nomadic farmer. Hope in human settlements may diminish. Mother Earth provides. The well offers us an unlimited supply of water, and although our setting is remote, we do have plenty from the earth. And we secure our livelihood in the perfect silence of the night. After many days, I still don't know if this is the beginning of a new life or the end of an old one. Only time will tell now. Time is all I have, and not much of it. But in a sense, I have a lot of time. What else am I gonna do? An old saying goes, live as if you were to die today. Learn as if you would live forever. I can read 500 words per minute, though I am an extremely slow reader. And in this fashion, the reading continues throughout the day until I read as fast as Good Will Hunting, and then I move to light speed. But knowledge, and although knowledge is an end unto itself, it is also a means to an end. This will speed up our trapping progress, but we need the traps themselves to catch the animals in the first place. A day passes and I am finally smart. We'll collect our literature on the shelf and eat a worm as a nightcap. Before long, it's time to retire to my humble stool. At the dawn, I'm awake again. Gerald Williams truly is the most unfortunate man in this world, and yet he soldiers on, guided by his principles. At 2 o'clock, it becomes clear that our situation is dire. We need to eat rotten foods. It might buy me another day here. Nothing. If this was to be my last night on Earth, I would have spent it in labor. Well, you know, they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. But if you don't get any lemons, You just might starve to death. That's the last of them in this neighborhood. Now, in a greater inferno, the fire spreads on. Every planet we reach is dead. We are each given on this earth a little life. It's up to us to decide what to do with the light that is ours. Some years ago, I was reflecting on a short story by Franz Kafka called A Little Fable. It goes something like this. Alas, said the mouse, the whole world is growing smaller every day. At the beginning, it was so big that I was afraid. I kept running and running, and I was glad when I saw walls far away to the right and left. But these long walls have narrowed so quickly that I'm now in the last chamber already, and there in the corner stands the trap that I must run into. You need only change your direction, said the cat, and ate it up. And so I think it is with us. Your skills, let them grow and flourish. But why do I sojourn here, alone and palely loitering? My cabbages are only halfway grown, but the birds still sing. Today in Project Zomboid, we starve to death. I'm running out of options. But what cruel woman led me here? Well, here's my story. I will go into the river, and at the break of day, my will rekindle just as I expected, or calculated last summer, and I will have enough energy for the journey ahead. Like it or not, I have failed. A lifetime of renunciation lay before me now as my past, something I deeply regretted in my slothful embrace. I have wreaked so much damage upon myself. The way things are going, my rope is at its end, and I'm now coming to the final strands. The walls are now closing in on me. Soon, like Amontillado in his cask, I'll be sealed in here, never to escape. I will be in myself and of myself, sealed and complete. I think it is with you, and yet you'll endure, though you'll never pass on despite the seductive waters of time, enveloping the living into the river of the past and ensnaring us, dragging us down by the feet, that unquenchable tide of eons, subsuming all into one gray identity, a force of billions, trillions of consciousnesses, now reunited, congealing like oil in the waters. Maybe someday we will rekindle like the wind. I have a little life and a little light left. What time is still mine on this earth, I might as well rest and enjoy. Good morning, starshine. Now that I'm awake, I open the door and I step outside. Bless my eyes, Ahab and all his sailors. Now before me lay a bountiful harvest. Along with my can of chili, this may save my life. I need to eat a lot of cabbages right now. And so, channeling my ancestors, I harvest over 19... Pay attention to the calories and the macronutrients in these. You need a certain number of carbs, and you need carbs and fats to gain weight. Well, I wish I could wait for the seeds on these things, I just don't think I have enough time. I'll eat them all. I consume the food of Zeus. Fresh, green food. It's still not enough, though. I need more. And like a fat kid, I eat. And eat. And eat. I am large, and I contain multitudes. Infinite knowledge can be held within the mind of the individual. Wisdom takes up no space. It is perfection. Right now, I am garbage. But not anymore, I'm now fatter garbage. Now I'm no longer underweight, I'm not hungry, and I eat a lot. I am stronger now. Hello. Welcome back to the life of Duffel Bag. Gerald Williams. He's an emaciated man, and no one understands him but his shovel. Gerald Williams. Can you dig it? Welcome back to Project Zomboid. Today we do some good farming. Are you ready to learn? Now we cannot know what hour the lark will first cry at dawn, nor whence the lion who spells swift death will roar and surrender her brood. But it is up to us in our time to decide where we distribute the seeds we chance upon in our days, carried out upon the soil, and which direction to look. Now every mind has its keeper, and every heart its own valentine. Only the sage knows where the wind is going and for whom it is meant. I am very thirsty. Welcome back to Project Zomboid. Do you wear glasses? Do you eat worms? Do you wear eye makeup? Apply. I don't know how this will help him. In fact, this will actually hurt him. I'm not going to wear these. I don't even really like the makeup. I don't like it at all. It looks dirty. It looks dirty. Goodbye. Goodbye. Today in Project Zomboid, we make efforts to get fat. Previously, we were nearly degenerating. We were so underweight that we were nearly losing health. We're now emaciated. Great day. Great day for Gerald Williams. Today, we're planting all over the ground. Funny we should go down this road, now that you mention it. As a youth, I entertained ideas of living the monastic life. Something I'm sure all youths do at some point. It's only second to a monastic life to live an agrarian life. Sacred and humble. Beyond this, it seems that the seasonal temperatures are now rising and we can get some rainwater. So we might as well get some crops in the ground when we don't have to water. And wowzers, just like that, Bob's your uncle. We've now sown all of the seeds in this field. And although they're not doing so great right now, the rainwater should start to water them. Well done, rain, thank you. Well, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no rainstorm wet enough to keep the plants watered, Jesus. Alright, more watering ahead. More watering. That's fine. They're still parched, for Christ's sake. Okay, the rain is back. Wonderful, we'll just leave that as is. It almost made me forget that there are actual weather systems simulated in Zomboid. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Ah, the rustic life. I love it. Opening a gate. Closing a gate, realizing that there's nothing in the field, opening a gate again and closing it. Now, if you and me go together any further in this world, it's important to know a few things. I am very organized, or I aim to be. I collect things. I'm very handy. I break things. Some consider me a man of violence. This is distinct from a violent man, though. My position is one of greater dignity, and though I'm often driven to acts of violence, these are necessitated for a cause. Something greater, something meaner, something sharper, something more fork. Some would consider it more fork. And I go by many names and epithets. Demon Slayer, Toucher, Stabbing Guy, Hats, Cool Guy, Cool Man, Spear Breaker, Thumb Twiddler, Dead Beater, and Waymaker. In all things, I achieve greatness and pointiness. I am powerful, deadly, and amazing. We have a motorcycle helmet now. Very good, very nice. You may not like the look of this as much, but it does have cool patterns. Thin people are weaker, objectively. It makes sense. It makes sense. So now, for the next few weeks, we can focus on getting extremely, absurdly, distastefully, deliciously, morbidly obese. I want to be morbidly obese. I would like to be morbidly obese. As you may know, fat people are just happier. And even if that's not true, I want to find out if it is. So it's time to eat the rest of the cabbages. They will now actually make me depressed to eat them. But it won't be long before I'm happy again. Can I tell you a story? I'd like to tell you a story. I really like you, and we've spent so much time together. There was once an ugly man named Gerald Williams. He was so ugly that everyone died. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. Can we just look back for a moment and appreciate everything that has happened to this character? This guy has gone from a basket case to now killing over 1,000 zombies. He's gaining weight again, and he'll be normal again in like a week. He has this beard, a pointy stick, and we now face the existential crisis that I encounter every time I play Project Zomboid. See, the modern life is one of ennui, as I said before. And really, the only reason why we're in the world is just, you know, skill grinds. So these give life meaning. If we didn't have statistics, nothing would matter. What is life asking of me each day? Today, the way is forward. If I want to move more ground, I need to poke people, and the best thing I can do is count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Machete. A machete. A machete. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Sunglasses. Finally cool. And with that, we retire to bed for the night and wake up to eat rotten cabbages. It'll make me upset, but it'll make me much fatter. Do you want to see a magic trick? Hello again. Welcome back to Project Zomboid. Welcome back to my beautiful farm. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Project Zomboid better, with greater arete, soundness of mind, body, and character. But a life of greater arete, it requires that you first let go of what you don't know, and set out beginning with what you do know. The blessed man, The blessed man cuts a path and fells trees. In so doing, he leaves space for the mind to flourish and sing a new song unto the day. We weed the old, plowing the way for new young crops. Before sundown, we prepare to rest. My ancestors did not know this life. I have not known want, and for their ancient sacrifice, I can know comfort in my time. And so just before sundown, I prepare a shelter in the midst of my enemies, now covered in secret and sheltered from adversity. I pray a speedy flight for my ancestors, for their sacrifice was not in vain. Today in Project Zomboid, we secure a sound, safe homestead. My abode is a beautiful, cozy shack, now outfitted with mechanics, farming, secret windows, a weapons cabinet, a library, and a humble bed. We can also build a fire, creating home and hearth. But the seasonal temperatures remain cold and unforgiving, and I'm forced inside more often than I would like. Days little durable, frost freezes the land, until the seasons now begin to change anew. My grove is now hidden and cleared, and expelled of parasites. And now, despite all our work, comes that unlikely entropic force that evades definition, time, and you always seem to run out of it. Our treasure hoard is dwarfed in comparison, and yet there still is hope. Time counts, and so do we. We count each and every day, acquiring and enlarging, expanding. No, your efforts are not in vain. I am large, and I am a vessel for my ancestors. For them I was put unto this world. To thrive, to contend, to be triumphant over the unforgiving minute, to live and to breathe. I am a sustainer, and like Atlas, I carry the world on my shoulders. And sustenance can thrive in the spring. The sighting of a pink tree makes me utterly baffled, really. Who would have thought spring was so close? Foraging may bring berries now. No berries so far, but other junk materials, and we're certainly around the corner from spring. With late snows, it's staying light out later still. And a fresh harvest is an opportunity, and with a small harvest we sustain our weight. Hope remains, and we confront the last foes with extreme justice, thriving. Now we find deliverance, but not for a while. It won't be safe. We achieve our end, obtain what's rightfully ours, and even more. Again, and as always, we take to learning, knowledge, and the enlightenment of man, now accelerating slowly but surely to an exponential rate into the night, deep in the night, even deeper into the night, and all the way to the dawn. Until early in the morning, enlightenment is ours. And now for taking apart one radio, we gain almost 2 experience points. Far better than we did with this before. Again in the morning, we set out. There's so much to uncover each time we pass. In the morning, more opportunities arise. This house is a treasure hoard. We spend the morning in study, but with a flash, I'll be off again early, and I'll be gone. And before long, I'm out the door, with company close behind. Rocking on. Be hard to kill, hard to catch, hard to see if you can help it. It's time for more hell-raising. I am the Burger King, the Cabbage Patch Kid, Potato Masher, Javelin Tosser. I can't let all these cabbages and potatoes go to waste, so I'm going to spend the next 2 days in here eating cabbages that are slowly rotting. And in this fashion, he'll become fat and stronger. That's right, I'm going to spend 2 days just standing here eating cabbages and potatoes, becoming depressed as I go. And in this fashion, I learned to fight again. Time's a wasting. Hello. Do you thrive in adversity? Do you store axes in your trunk? This is my new weapon. Like Anduril, the blade of Gerald Williams. While you lived for earthly pleasures, I studied the blade. While you ate Burger King, I sharpened my mind. No blade could take this many. I need alternatives. I think all my warfare, all my armaments are nothing to this. Come on. We gotta go. We gotta go now. I have a better idea for what to do with all of you. Come on. I can't handle these respawn rates. And when life gives you lemons, there's only one thing to do. So someday when your arms fail you, embrace the change in nature. Replace them with logs. Take a break instead. Build a fire, and you'll paint the town red or yellow, whatever color fire is. Okay, the oldest trick in the book. Now we just let them bump each other, and I'm gonna do something unprecedented. Alright, we're burning down the woods. We are burning down these woods. I don't want these woods anymore. Clear a path, and just watch the sea of fire behind me spread. Alright, here comes the fire from the woods. It's Just gonna take a few minutes. Looks like it's coming closer. And if we can get that to bump this main horde I created over here. I hope that my breath doesn't give out before this is all over. Shout in the woods. Come, I cannot. Okay, there they are. Yep, there's a fire. And whenever they touch each other, the fire spreads. And we're getting very tired. Usually, exertion will kill you here. Oh, this is gonna be so satisfying. You don't know how many months I've waited to do this. Seeking out other ways. Attempting not to cause more property damage. This might be in vain, but it sure is pretty. Fire is life-giving, but it can also kill. I'm leaving. I have it. I need it. Oh, yes. A cause for eating potatoes. Rejoice. Our lives are so much better now. Much better. Naturally, we can now charge up any car battery. Alright, I've never done this before, so let's try it out. I'm going to remove the battery. We take out the battery. We connect the battery charger. Instead of running all this way, we'll just hop the fence. Take generator. And I got it. Run. Walk for your life. Drop everything else, except for your water. I have only one water bottle. I don't care about anything. I just want to live. I'm going to live. I am safe. We can connect the generator. We can add the fuel. Connect the generator. Turn it on, not for long. And turn on the battery charging. Please work. Yes. It's working. It's charging the battery. Is it charging the battery faster than the generator is running out of condition? It appears yes. The battery's gonna charge now. We have to go find more fuel. We need more fuel. Eat a potato and relax. Wowzers. We have a car. I have a car. The countryside is scenic. Never before have we seen it from this angle. And we have a long drive ahead of us so we can zone out. But this is all walking distance that we save time on. We come to the turn. We know this road contains wrecks, so we drive with caution. Just beyond this spot. We'll check these for gas as well. None. Not much. But it's something. I can hardly believe it. I never thought I'd reach this much of a civilized state. Such a short while ago we were still falling out of the shower. The key to a good life is to hotwire cars. I think that's it for now. I have to go do something else. Really, the sky is the limit here. Who knows what Gerald will do next? Hello. Are you tired? You should. Relax. Today in Project Zomboid, I'm becoming a seamstress. I don't seem stressed, but I'm patching up. My clothes have holes. I don't like that. You may gawk at me, but I'm protected. Today in Project Zomboid, I'm on a mission to sleep in my bed. Time passes. Today we're on a mission, led by a humble dinosaur. Behold, supplies. We prepare to encounter the adversary. I'm on a gas run today, and that means gasoline. There are many adversaries in this neck of the woods, but we've siphoned enough gas from nearby cars that we have enough for a journey. The countryside is foggy today, but this will shroud my next move in mystery. We move swiftly and quietly, and as the population densens, we're sure not to rile up any hordes. Through the farm town we go. Only a little way longer, plenty to see here, but certainly not an area we could take on foot. Never in our wildest dreams, and we're careful not to hit too many, for they can erase me. Today my target is this gas station. There is a chance that you could take some out before the tires give way. It is definitely dangerous, but I've always found that backing up is extremely effective. I may have done more than I wagered on my vehicle. Still, backing up is completely no, here we are. This will definitely harm my vehicle, but I don't really see many other alternatives here. I could burn them. This is just very satisfying. They rise back up to meet me, and here they have destroyed a window, but not the driver's side. And this is sufficient. We've run over so many, and now carried on. The engine is stalling. Our engine is giving out. Slowly. I think that's it. That's all that we have. Okay. The engine died. Still, I can fight like the great grasshopper, the nimblest of the insects. How will I spend the remaining fleeting days of my existence on this earth, trapped by the modern day ennui that characterizes atomism? I reject this notion. I claim myself with physical fitness, faster and faster and faster, and I sleep. Behold Gerald Williams. He is powerful, literally. Like the humble dinosaur, he sits in his room room and watches anime with the door closed, adorning his helmet. It's time to stop. We need to talk. Gerald Williams has come far in his statistics. Statistics are more than enough reason to live. Now, he needs only a little bit more strength and physical fitness to become average, actually normal again. He will require more food eventually. But he has survived quite a long time. The new goal becomes something far nobler, something far more majestic than we had ever imagined we could ever make it to. You see, Gerald needs a refrigerator to walk the eightfold path, to live in the light. So I need to steal a refrigerator. Now our skills become much more industrial. We need cars, we need refrigerators, electronics to replace parts in our generator. Very fancy. Yes, he is a primitive man. However, the fun news is that he basically doesn't have to worry about food anymore. We can just keep planting cabbages and he'll survive. It's really more just a matter of keeping him happy and safe. And since the zombie respawn is god-awful, I'm going to break out the weapons. It feels like I've been waiting forever to try these out, so I want him to go on a run with one. I won't be carrying much else with me. In fact, I'll leave everything else here. Just Gerald and a box of shotgun shells. A whole lot of them. And so we spend the day feverishly eating potatoes in an attempt to become powerful momentarily. I am powerful. It's time to practice. First, second, third. We'll just gather them up. He doesn't panic anymore. He has learned stoicism. More. Truly, he is too pure. I don't want to get surrounded. There we go. Get a nice bunch. Do not panic. Much better. More. This may have been too close to my house. Probably. Good. Bring them in, just like that. And that gives us more levels in aiming and reloading. Very good. Very nice. Wait, it's there. Okay. And, very good. Very nice. I may regret this later, but I just don't really need these houses anymore. Go away, better, and good. Well, you just don't want to lead them home. That would be generally bad. Good. Great. I wish I could do something with them, but I can't. And I think we're just about out. This might be more than I had wagered. Well done, Gerald. All that just to be slightly better at aiming. The hope here is that using that shotgun makes us better with smaller, quieter firearms that we could use more selectively. It's not really ever a good idea to use a shotgun in this game at all. And if nothing else, that fended off the modern day ennui. I'm now better at two things. I feel great. So great that I have to do some squats. Still, my knees buckle and I am extremely weak. Extremely weak. But this is enough. Truly, Gerald Williams is becoming stronger. So strong and manly is he that he fells trees. And now we clear back out the picketed field. My grove is untouched, unbeknownst to assailants. In the cool damp of the rain, we retire to sleep. We rise in the middle of the night, and now it's possible to function in the night because of the light. I am powerful. I am also bored. In the morning, we exercise. I'm getting stronger now. Basically, my entire life has just been a grind for gains. I won't need a car if I can be the car. A wise old man once said, if you need to invest in something, make it yourself. And we practice running and vaulting, parkour. There's still more work to be done on this day. For example, the entire dirt path on the way to our base is now covered in trees, and we'll need to take out a lot of bushes. Bushes are bad. They don't belong. We get rid of them. Young trees don't belong, and we get rid of them. A cleared path. We'll even remove the grass. I don't want any nature here. Overall, this brought us to strength level 4, and we're nearly at fitness level 4. And it also brought us to depression level 1. I am glad again. Behold the profound humility of Gerald Williams. He is without sin, untouchable, and above all, the gains of Gerald Williams. A weanling to start with, and a pluviophile. He flourishes in the rain. Their healing waters are as ablutions to him. My teacher once taught me that every moment is a miracle, and to the extent that I can believe that, this life is, to me, given as a gift. I am in life and of life, and I heartily gulp every breath of air given me during my time here. If I could save time in a bottle, I would go back and drink to the fullest each moment, each day of my life. Welcome back to Project Zomboid. The fire in my soul rages on, for it is not a life in sickness or in health, or a long life or a short one that I desire to live, but each moment is a miracle. Today we make efforts to raise our humility and gain good karma. Fire is entirely natural. Its uses are unnatural. Allow me to demonstrate in my next example. Step Step 1. Take a night drive. A day will come when you can't avoid it any longer. That unbearable question. And you'll face the elements. You'll build a fire. And in this time, in the midst of your enemies, you will find a safe haven. And you will know true fear. I think for my car, this might be the end of the road. I'm not tired yet, but at least we have music. It's time to blow my horn. At least I'm safe inside my mind. And I could always take these antidepressants. I think that more are showing up as the night goes on. Weirdly enough, this exploit still works. I think I'm safe in here. As long as they keep pushing, if you're familiar with the concept of a balanced force, it starts to make a little bit more sense. And it sounds like they're starting to die off near me, but I think that this wall is almost gone. Right on cue. Maybe I can back. Nope. I think that might be it on the car. I am now worried. It looks like the draw order got messed up over here. But I am still alive. I'm okay. The walls are only slightly charred, and it's a beautiful night. I'm a little worried about Gerald in there. Hang in there, buddy. Somehow the horn is still working. There goes the second wave. Progress. I think I could just hold my hand down on the horn, signaling everyone for miles. Somehow my car hasn't gone on fire. Thank God I have insurance. I may be here a while. I get what I deserve for exploiting the natural order. Well, the headlights are out. Turn on the heater. I'm always afraid I'll miss out on something if I forget about that exploit, and like the lowly turtle I emerge from my shell. But I largely think that this was a Pyrrhic victory, for what now remains? No, your efforts are not in vain, and though you may work for an ulterior motive at the outset, your rewards will be internal, realized only after the fact. May your heart be great, and your soul an unlikely treasure hoard. I am satisfied in this ending. Initially, I had hoped that I could fend the zombies off from these stores, and not burn them down, but they burned down. There in the corner, only a few books remain in this entire bookstore. I was hoping I'd be able to do a lot of reading next, but knowledge, however it can be achieved, is worthwhile. I take after the mollusk, and I can change shells instantly. I have the means and the resources to sustain myself. I have gas, and that means petroleum. Secret am I, and full of wiles. I sojourn here unknowing. Still, to me, it's the root of self-reliance, and I study tailoring for hope that someday my children, my offspring, can study philosophy and fill the metaphorical minute with 60 seconds of distance running, faster, ever faster, and honing my skills day after day, all in pursuit of that elusive singularity. Where go my efforts? Each day is an opportunity, but also a source of guilt. Have I run far enough? Have I improved? I log my progress and take data. A source of joy, focus, and anxiety all at once. The car still works somehow. We just need to drive very carefully, elusively, and find another one. I can at least take down a bunch in the area. It never seems to get much better, but day by day, a little bit worse. Cars make great friends, but it's time to relax. Hello? Are you out of shape? Do you struggle to perform basic tasks? Do you overeat? It's time for digital fitness. Gerald Williams is well below average, and if we aim for bodybuilder levels of fitness, we can make him into a powerful human machine. Observe his weak knees. Having skipped leg day for years, he is a waste of a man. But I'm going to prove that over the next 30 days, we can get some fitness experience. We'll see how far Gerald can get in 30 days. He's at around 800 at level 4 fitness, and around 1100 at strength level 4. I'd like to max him out on these two trees, because they're pretty important. So let the fitness montage begin. The first day yields delayed onset muscle soreness, fatigue, and a balanced diet consisting entirely of cabbage. The pain is severe, so much pain that it's yielding boredom and depression, but it's making for gains. Still no appreciable gains, but cross-training yields results. The pain has become too brutal to complete any more fitness for today. Apparently, I also can't sleep from the pain, so I need to just wait it out. When the pain becomes too unbearable, we go for a run, and we're actually breaking some new ground. The goal is to be constantly in motion or actively resting. Not a moment can be wasted. Whenever I'm not exercising, I'm planting. The food I eat will help me make greater gains. Cabbages contain protein, and the rain is muscle milk for my soul. And when the pain, exhaustion, and depression have subsided, it'll be time for bed. Work builds character. Character builds huge quads. My cabbages have rotten, but my depression is already maximized. All I see are gains on the horizon. The rotten cabbages yield sickness. fitness. I need to rest and sleep. It's time for the first round of Soma. I can't quit my grind. In the words of Ronnie Coleman, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to lift this heavy-ass weight. Truly, the road to gains is extremely dangerous. Several days of extreme torment are beginning to pay off, though with each workout, my body feels progressively less delayed onset muscle soreness. After some time, we begin to encounter the actual real-world problem that there are diminishing returns to gains. And after only about 2 weeks, the grim reality is beginning to stare us in the face. The fact that we will never be good enough, that we will never be cool enough to hang. Sure, we've made gains, but what is it all when we don't have iron to pump? One can only rest and eat so many rotten cabbages before succumbing to dementia-like symptoms. The rest of our time is spent running in circles around the yard. But habit builds excellence, and having passed the initial beginner gains, Gerald is on to the blessed time, the workouts of the weekend warrior, and he flourishes. Each day I feel I have to improve. Well, it's been under a month and we've managed to improve everything about Gerald. I'd say he's now ready for another journey into town. Well, it turns out that this neighborhood was an unlikely treasure for me. Our pack is now filled to the brim with canned goods, and we can proceed on to the real prize. Over on the north side of town, there should be a couple of warehouses that'll encase more home development items. Truly, these are the real prize here. In the first one, we tread with caution. Many crates hopefully will contain something of use. No, yes. No, yes. No. It occurred to me the other night as I lay in bed and felt distant that I am made of flesh. I am only human, made of flesh. My head is like an egg, which will eventually crack. Like it or not, whether that's birthing some new being or the end of me. As a man, I cannot give birth to others. I am made of flesh. I am a fleshy being. And in the words of Tyler Durden, I am the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world, whether I like it or not. And that's the way it's going to be. Whether I like it or not all of my statistics can be counted. And some days it seems like trying to become a physical messiah. It's just not worth it. Who would spend 30,000 XP for fitness? And in a way, I'll never be what I want to be. It takes thousands of hours to improve at anything. What's it all worth in the end? There has to be another way. Yeah, I can't take it anymore. Gerald's right. We need to farm stats to feel good about ourselves anymore. I have an idea. I'll get started on a project. It must be somewhere around here. I know where I put them. Saw. Where did I put it? It must be somewhere. McCoy. That's where I left everything. A dream I left in the past. Now, reignited. I will restore my father's house. What's gone now can be reclaimed. I just need another chance. Oh, the fool I had been. Thinking all these years I'd find the answer. Thinking all these years I'd find the answer within, when in reality, the one true love lay without. I will rebuild my father's house, nail by nail, board by board. Say only the word, and I'll be there. I should not have done that. It's gonna take some work. Oh, thank God. I will rebuild my father's house, one fence at a time, whatever it takes, and replace every destroyed wall with a good one anew. However much it takes, whatever I do, I will bring sanctity to what was once defiled. I work for my family, and I take comfort without the need of a reward. Hard work is reward enough in and of itself. Gerald Williams, you truly are too pure for this world. Help us to be more like you. Guide us in our errors. He truly is a selfless man. I will rebuild my father's house no matter how many days it takes. Have you heard the news? The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Today I will rebuild my father's house, no matter the expenditures it takes. By now you have heard the call from on high, the whispers in the wind. May that it be restored to its former glory. I must see to this myself. An unlikely bounty is our end. One may gaze and gaze at the old world at something shattered and in disrepair, or look to the new with fresh young eyes. My soul bounds and leaps for you. May it be that you too live and thrive all the days of your life in my father's house. Make it a citadel of your heart as I once did mine. And so I think it is with you. Your ideas will thrive here. Let them grow and flourish. Here you will weather the winter with strength and robust determination. May my father's house be a treasure hoard for you. In the spring, I saw what there stretched before me lay my potential, and in the summer I would realize these gains. And so I set out to work under the opening eyelids of the morning, and ere the dawn had risen, the way lay within. What at first seemed insurmountable became for me my daily mantra. Who could but gaze and gaze upon the grandiose halls, their splendor and their coming to new life? Now let me tell you about that exultant joy when Gerald Williams, that blessed God-fearing man, the day when he came to realize the full fruit of his father's work. That was one good hall, a splendor at the sight to travelers. Nearing completion, there he lay to rest that modern-day ennui you and I know all so well. Greater than Heorot and more splendid still. What late dreams have I? How rich are my memories of Gerald working, driven to the bone in that hall. How he would work. How long up until that day lay the world in fear and error. Make me the keeper of your mind, the holder of your heart's lock, and guide me in the soul of your embrace. Would that I spent more years rejoicing in you. I would have been better for my course in years. Hello. Today is the day. After so many years at war with myself, so many hours questioning, the litanies led to this triumphant epiphany. Go down, Gerald. I will rebuild my father's house, one board at a time. Now let me tell you, Theophilus, what I have learned about the foundations of a good heart. My master taught that vigilance is the greatest teacher. Be consistent and you will grow, you will heal. The soul's thought is one that clings to a good will and sprightly determination. Let life guide you and nature will be your teacher. I entreat you to live as life's witness. May youth give you foundation. In middle age, may your faith be as walls. Let them surround and protect you. I have known you longer than you have known me, and with a firm foundation you can stand secure. Now every valley will be exalted, and every mountain and hill made low. Rain falls upon the new home, a baptism of a building. And steadily we work on despite these circumstances. My inner life is rich and my cup is full. Are you ready for another magic trick? I used to be privy to a technique that's somewhat overpowered, and today I share it with you. It's a technique found in nature, though some of you might call its use unnatural, and we reach a cessation of mind fluctuations through its use. Utilize it sparingly, and I'm certain you'll thrive. The solution to our dilemma lay upstairs. Much as we ever have, we shut ourselves off from downstairs disturbances. We can visit whenever we need, sure. A chance today to be humble, a chance to reach out our arms farther than we did yesterday. And so I'm setting the stage anew. I take to the heights. Act swiftly, be decisive, and move as quickly as you can. I can still come in from above and subvert the natural order. Uniqua. Behold, I have created a door, or the lack of a door. Truly I tell you that when you open your mind, entirely new strategies become evident. It may not be very realistic, but it's extremely effective. If I can build just a little bit further, I'll be able to build down into things I would have got. You know what I'm about to. And if I can build just a little bit further, I could make my way onto the rooftops. And then who's stopping me? The funny thing is that they definitely follow me on the ground underneath. But we could use that to our advantage because we can always outrun them. I never really thought I'd end up using this strategy, but the world is just too bad. Let's keep building overhangs so that we make it safe to walk. I really think we've got more than enough wood here too. Well, now they're all clawing underneath me and I'm safe to go into some of these buildings. And off to one more roof. Before you know it, we've got a network of 3 roofs. Progress. And it seems like they've actually calmed down in this area too, so I might be safe to go down. Don't forget, in Project Zomboid, like in real life, yelling at people just works. It just works. This car has served me well and it's time. I think that was another tire. Not quite sure which. Okay, we are now missing both of the front tires. I can't really explain how we're turning still, but it's time to get out, I'm pretty sure. Right on time. Perfection. Great. We did good today. There still remains one last aspect of our work. I'll somehow drive this car to block one of the entrances again. Still can't really explain this. It's just one of those mysteries of nature. There we go. Very effective. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot. Right now that my car is in park, I could just drink out of the toilet. I'll now take the liberty of stacking up all of the furniture against the doors. It might take a while, but it should take them very long to get in past these crates if I position them correctly. May these 3 crates be as a bastion of solitude for me. It behooves us thus to protect ourselves from a wilderness of badness. No badness will come in. An antique oven, I forgot about this. Some solace in our home. I've effectively tucked myself in now. And And wowzers, look what I can do now. I am the king of the world. I can legitimately do anything I want, and they can't get me because I'm safe completely. Isn't that special? Now, here I am, creepy in this tower, but let's go have a look downstairs, testing out our defenses. Be cavalier and climb down. And look, folks, there's nothing they can do. I am Link from The Legend of Zelda also. With 4 cars parked on all of the possible entrances, I am completely safe. I found a duffel bag here I wanted to. At long last, I won't have a child's backpack anymore. Now I can begin my true work, which will just be going from house to house on the 2nd floor and generally avoiding the 1st floor everywhere. Look at all of the wonderful things we can do when we set our mind to it. This is still not safe at all. We need to do stuff like this. Much better. This is safe. You know, let's add one here too. Now we've just got tons of escape routes. And this gives us a completely safe area separated off from the town. You know, we can run them off from one side to the other. I'm gonna live on a roof. You'll love it. Maybe you'll live on a roof when you see how great it is. And I have more confessions to make to you next time. Will you be ready to hear my confessions? Gotta be for something, right? Right. Ah, Gerald Williams, how you remind me of what I aspired to become once in my youth. Had I rid myself of quirks, I would have been as you. Had I aspired to the good, it would have been as you. Before you lies the truth. May you thrive. May you contend. The only way is forward. If entropy is the status quo in our universe, then let's not trifle with needless complexity. And in those words made so famous by Johnny Cash, I fell into a ring of fire. Well, that was anticlimactic. I managed to get only 2 of the fires lit. I really don't want them to burn down my warehouse, but I'm gonna have to go attract the rest of the neighborhood now. It may not look as cool as I wanted it to, but yeah, it's pretty. It'll probably keep it bright out tonight. It may not make any sense in terms of structural integrity, but it's mine. Oh, nothing ever works out so well as this. Now all we've got to do is keep it going. Let's start building again. We're building outward from here. We're gonna spread the fire all around the neighborhood, except preferably not destroy many buildings, but attract the hordes. I got a already burnt floor can't burn again, right? I think. Well, worst case scenario, you know, I get a little burn, right? At least I still have my car battery charger. My integrity. I may not have an indoor area anymore, but I still have my garden. I still have my welder mask. I may not have a wall anymore, but today I can do something even greater. In fact, I don't know why I didn't do this before. It's even better. And since the warehouse is useless now, we just snuggle up our cars next to each other. Set everything on fire again, because in this universe, cars can't burn at all. And now I'm going to do something extremely unprecedented. It is without precedent. I'm going to take this shotgun that I found, prepare it, and then I'm going to shoot it off somewhere. Now. And again, there we go. Everyone come in from all sides. Great. Look, there goes the fire. It's starting to spread. Wonderful. I don't think I even need to do anything anymore. Great. Now it's just spreading to all of them. Oh, look, here they come. Great fun. Really one of the greater exploits that exists in the game. We'll just give it another long honk. They're one of my favorite vehicles in which to survive this. The dream lives on of having a normal life, and someday, maybe even sleeping in a real bed. Welcome back to Project Zomboid. Or as I like to think of it, always laboring just to be unhappy and emaciated. Alas, how you remind me of that youth I aspired to become, Gerald Williams. That celebrated man, instead now buried back decades, caught beneath the purple rolling hills of the Republic, unearthed at some fine later date, encrusted and preserved now, dormant a while, but rippling back into fresh, ripe youth. Would that I were not at the sunset of my days. For had I known you, or one such as you, perhaps I would not have been allured so faintly by despair, that servile temptress, breeding ill will and vacancy, husking men, and making them slaves to her will. For you were lord of your land, holder of that dominion, keeper of promises, and thriller of the heart's thrush. But where there's life, there's a way. My kingdom is not of this world. No matter our modern technologies, we still cannot answer this question. And yet we build higher and higher into the sky. Was this to be Gerald's fate? Caught up in the waters of time. How strange it seemed that for 2,000 years he'd aspired to such strange towers and symbols, rituals, haunted ever by brain delights, Changes in the system that seemed impatient, lackluster, strained from the oily undergrowth I weaned from Gerald. Weary of the lawyering, the postures, there on the sands lay 2,000 years of progress, vanishing in only an instant. I lament my stunted youth, and I pray speedy travels to whoever might find it here, washed up on the shore. Taken here I still tread, torn asunder and spilled apart, ages of progress lost to the fiery wants, the fickle changing of a digital millennium, tapping on the window, replayed back for the entertainment of shadows, worn watching, and skipping scenes over and over for eternity, as ghosts of undergrown youth, fed up and filled to bursting with morbid curiosities and nameless delights. Doors of dopamine opening and shutting, draping pleasure and north past lonely and unkept squalor. Delicacies of an unwanted treasure, forgotten, deprecated, champing down loneliness and consuming want. Here as I sit on my tower, standing on agony, earthen born, the seven thorns pierce my heart. In my dreams I am repeatedly stabbed and killed. Wet and weary and bleached, dried out here on the sand, in the dark stir noises until a forgotten angel, neglected by a bunch, praises or pounds up to God and there commits some unworthy treason. How unbecoming of one born in such a privileged time to feign want for a lack of reason. What a wild ride this life has been, and I will be curious and nudge expectantly at the gates of the underworld as I'm led through the two gates, swinging haphazardly, and attempt to maintain composure and tranquility, despite my giddy predispositions. So just as the ogre guards some sacred treasure, so too will I move in the direction of formlessness, namelessness, enveloping the living and the dead in one river. I intend to drift lazily down and let any spare winds take me where'er they will. Needless to say, who cares what the river thinks and the wind wills? For there I go, off to some new adventure. Some new enterprise that looks promising at the outset. Things look worse when you peer at them up close, and better promise with peeks over some neighbor's fence or through an old foggy window. The present is not what I imagined in the past. The wind goes where it will, and again I find myself sojourning here, alone and palely loitering, though the sedge is withered from the lake, and no birds sing. What can ail thee, knighted arms? What can ail thee, knighted arms? Oh, what can ail thee, knighted arms? Nay, but all things must come to an end someday. For here we leave Gerald Williams, like Morgan from The Walking Dead. Disturbed, certainly, but alive. Alive, very much so. Will we meet him again? Probably our roads will cross again, as he always takes the road less traveled. And so I think it is with you. Let your ideas grow and develop. That's how you will thrive. Tomorrow, we will stretch out our arms further, and like Gerald Williams, be a light to the darkness of the world around us.